Hi guys, it's Karina and today I'm going to be doing a video on how to get good grades in college. I have 10 tips for you guys, so let's just get right into it. So the first tip that I have to getting good grades in college is to go to class. And I know that may sound like common sense to some of you guys, but honestly, once you go to college, especially if you're going to a public university, you're just gonna have like over 100 kids in your class. The professors aren't really gonna take roll. You're gonna feel like it's really easy to just kind of skip class and get away with it. Going to class, it gives you a lot of information that isn't in the book. Be disciplined. You're not gonna have somebody on your butt telling you to go to class all the time, so you need to do that for yourself. Tip number 2 is to try to sit in front of the class. When I was in college, I would usually go into a class, sit towards the back, and I really got lost. And a lot of times when you sit in the back, the professors don't really notice that you're not paying attention, so they never really say anything. So you get away with just doing your own thing. But I noticed that once I started sitting in the front of the class, I paid attention more, I was more engaged in the lecture. I don't know, I just felt like I understood things more because I was constantly paying attention, and it just made the class experience so much better for me because I was actually learning things, not just doing my own thing and then having to learn everything by myself later. Third tip, if you're bringing your laptop to class, turn off your Wi-Fi, because in class I was guilty of kind of going online shopping and just going on social media and just getting distracted, and honestly it's just a huge distraction. So if you're bringing your laptop to class, just try to turn the Wi-Fi off. Be as disciplined as you can. Fourth tip, a lot of the professors will give you PowerPoints that go along with the lecture that they're having the following week. So what I suggest that you guys do is print out those PowerPoint slides and bring them to class so you can take notes on them. I like to do the setting where you print out 3 slides per page, and on the left hand side it'll give you the actual PowerPoint, and then on the right hand side it'll give you a line where you can write notes. When you are listening to the lecture, the PowerPoints that the professor has on screen will match up with what you have on your paper, and it's easy to just kind of highlight the stuff that's important and then take notes on things that are not in the PowerPoint slides. In addition to just using those for lectures, I found those really helpful when you're studying. So if you have professors that give you PowerPoint slides beforehand, print those out before class, and I promise you they will help you stay focused in class, and it'll also help you study for your exams. So the 5th tip that I have is to be engaged in your class. Don't be afraid to ask questions, make some comments. If the professor wants some feedback, don't be afraid to just raise your hand and just get involved in class. I just feel like being more engaged in class makes the learning experience a lot more fun, and it also helps you learn a lot. And I know there are some students that ask a bunch of questions and you probably get really annoyed, but honestly those are probably the students in the class that are getting the best grades. So the 6th tip that I have to getting good grades in college is to utilize your professor's office hours. And usually throughout the week they'll have a couple sessions of office hours where they open up their office and students can come in and ask questions if they have any. That's basically the time where you get extra help from the professor if you feel like you need it. A lot of students don't go to office hours to ask questions, so if you're one of the few people that do go to the office hours, the professor's gonna really notice that you care about the class and you really want to do well. And trust me, in college, the professors, most of them are not gonna know your name, especially if you go to a really large college. They're not gonna know your name. So if you go into those office hours, they're gonna remember your name, and then when it's time for final grades, I personally feel like if the professors know you, they're more likely to give you a better grade, even if you're not doing as well as someone else in the class. And I know that sounds really bad, but honestly, that's just how it is. Number 7 is try not to procrastinate. And the reason why I put try is because I know that it's really hard not to procrastinate. I am a huge procrastinator myself. I like to do papers like the day before that they're due, and that is really bad. The things that I like to procrastinate on the most are, number 1 are papers, and you're gonna have a lot of them in college, I guarantee you. So a lot of times professors will give you due dates of like, this is when you need an outline by, you need to show me your outline, and this is when you need to show me your rough draft, and so on and so forth. So they'll kind of give you like deadlines for different parts of the paper just to prevent you from procrastinating. Don't half-ass those things, because I feel like that's just gonna hurt you in the end, and honestly, by giving you those deadlines, they're helping you out. For professors that don't give you deadlines for like the rough draft, etc., make those deadlines for yourself. Put that in your calendar and make an effort to finish your rough draft on a certain day, your thesis on a certain day, because I feel like that'll help you not procrastinate. The second thing that I procrastinated a lot on during college was studying for tests. I feel like if I studied in little chunks throughout the semester for the exam, number one, I would have retained more of the information, and number two, I wouldn't have to cram everything in right before the day of the test. So just try not to procrastinate, whether it's on your papers or your tests. I know it's hard, but try not to, because I promise you it'll help you get better grades if you don't procrastinate. Number 8, when you get your syllabus the first day of class, all professors will send you a syllabus for the class. It'll have all the due dates of all your assignments in that syllabus. It'll tell you all the papers that you have, all the assignments that you have to do, all the tests that you have. What I suggest you do is just take 2 hours of that first day of your class and write every single assignment down in your calendar. That's a good tip, because there's a lot of times where I didn't do that I just forgot about assignments and just didn't do them, and that caused my grade to kind of suffer a little bit. Number 9, find a place that you study the best, where you're the most focused, and try to go there as often as you can. For me, I focus the best in the library, and I like to go to the library by myself, because if I have someone there with me, I'll just get super distracted. So find out what works best for you, if you work best in groups, if you work best by yourself, and find a location that you feel like you study best in. When I go to the library, whether it's for studying tests or doing a paper, I will get the most done. So that's the place I probably should have gone to more. Just try to go there and really focus, whether it's between classes or after class or the week of an exam, because I promise you that'll help your grades go up. The 10th tip that I have to getting good grades actually has to do with after you get a grade for something in the class. For example, you write a paper and you spend so much time on it, you worked your butt off, and you get your paper back and it's not the grade that you wanted. Don't be afraid to speak up to the professor and ask them why you got the grade that you did. Most of the time they're willing to work with you and explain to you why. Sometimes you can give an explanation on why you wrote certain things, and they might even change your grade. If you don't ask, you're not gonna get, so just make sure that you speak up. Unfortunately, there are some professors like that, like, no, like, that's my final grade, that's it, that's done, don't ask me. But there are a lot of great professors that will give you feedback on your papers, and they will explain why you got the grade that you did. And you know what, even if they don't change your grade, at least you know what they're expecting for the next paper, or at least you know what you could do better on for later on, so that you do get better grades in the future. The worst they can do is say, no, you have the grade, but at least you'll get some feedback on it. So those are my 10 tips. One thing that I wanted to tell you guys was that even though this whole video was about how to get good grades in college, don't let your grades define you. Don't get so down on yourself, because in the end, a grade is just a letter, a grade is just a number. College isn't all about grades. Most of it is about the experience, and that's what I took out of it. Now that I'm done with college, I'm not looking back on the times where I was like, oh crap, like I got a C on a test. Like, I'm gonna remember all the good things that happened in college. 1 bad grade isn't gonna hurt you, 2 bad grades isn't gonna hurt you. You have so many classes in college, you have so many opportunities to get good grades and balance out the bad grades that you get, if that makes sense. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and please let me know if you found it helpful. If you're going into college, good luck, have fun. I know on my last college video I had a lot of comments saying that you guys are freshmen going into college, and I am so proud of you guys. As always, I have my 2 latest videos linked right over here, and they're also linked down below as well. And if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, subscribe right up there, or I will also have a link down below for all you mobile users. And if you guys like this video, then just give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And that's all I have to say. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!